This right here is my Aston Martin that I think I got very cheap, considering the mileage, considering the year, and considering a lot of factors. This is a very clean Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Clean, no dents, no scratches on the body. And today we're going to be checking exactly if we got a luck or are we in for some big trouble.
I spent 400,000 on it.
I do not know what the hell I'm getting myself into.
It was listed as a non-runner with 66,000 kilometers on the clock. The auction house, they said the car starts, but it doesn't drive. They also said that the handbrake doesn't work, but I managed to fix that.
It will switch off.
The car also leaks, which could be very expensive because the leak could be coming from anywhere. My brother and I are attempting to get this Aston Martin V8 Vantage back on the road.
My biggest fear has come to light.
This is the biggest risk I've ever taken. But it's a risk I had to take.
It's not looking good, bruv.
Did we bite off more than we can chew?
So, one of the main reasons why I wanted to come to Joburg was because of the really cool cars that they sell on auctions over here in Joburg as compared to Durban. So let's see what these guys have here. Hopefully they'll have some lucks. And I've got my eye on a very good car that I'm very scared. They stated it was a non-runner, but I want to try and bid for that car, see if I can be a successful bidder. That would be a very cool project. The car that I'm talking about is an Aston Martin. I want to try and bid for the Aston Martin. I don't know if I will be able to compete with the big boys, because that's a big boy car, but I'm trying to take the project builds to a whole nother level. First things first, we need to get registered. Let's go and register. So that's the registration office over there. We are registered and we are ready to go. This is the car that we came in for.
Now this is the beauty that we came to bid for. A naturally aspirated 4.3 Aston Martin with 380 horsepower and 410 Newton meters of peak torque. The interior of this car was absolutely pristine. I could not hate.
Alright, so there's a lot of people that are out for this car, dealers included. So yeah, I think this might be a little bit of a tight one. So I've actually seen the retail price of these cars online. They start at like 500,000. So I'm not willing to spend a lot of money on this car buying it, because I still have to repair it. It's registered as a non-runner. They even said that the wheels are binding, so we will see. So I'm not willing to spend a lot of money. So if you can get like another one for 500, so if it's not that crazy, I'm thinking maybe to spend about 200,000 excluding VAT, or 250, 300,000 at most. I don't even know where I'm gonna get that money from, but that's what I'm thinking about. So we will see. We will see how goes it. But there's a lot of people, dealers included, that are out for this car, and it's very clean, so it might go for a very high price. It's almost time for the Aston Martin to go on auction, go under the hammer. We're very close. So it's just about 1, 2, 3, 4 cars that are left, and then it's time for the Aston Martin. Let's see what it goes for.
Now, as the moments kept getting closer and closer, I just kept seeing this car being more beautiful and more pleasing to the eye. Let me tell you something about an Aston Martin. These cars are very timeless. This car is a 2008 model 4.3 V8 naturally aspirated monster, and it looks so good. To tell you the truth, my mind was already made up. No matter the price, I was in it to win it. This car definitely took my breath away. This naturally aspirated V8 was mine.
Time.
I got 225, the bid now bidding 225, 225, anywhere 250, anywhere 250, 250, 270. 25, 25, 25, 25, got 275, anywhere 25. We've got 275, anywhere 25. Anywhere 25. 25 I got. At 25, anywhere 25, got 25, anywhere 295. We got 295, we got 295. I got 25, that's a huge saving. 295, 295, make it 305. 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, 305, now 305, 305, make it 315. 335, anywhere 340, anywhere 340, 340 I have on the floor. At 340 now, but at 340, 340 is a smart bidder. At 340, got 340, make it 345. We're going to 345, we're going to 345.
Okay, down.
340,000 now first call. At 340,000 second call.
Yes, knock it down. Knock it down.
At 300.
You know what? When you go to these auctions, you come with a plan, and then I had a plan. Now I'm 345 deep. So we got a Aston Martin. Paid a lot for it. We paid a lot for this car. I'm not gonna lie. We definitely paid a lot. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. The plan was to spend 200, at most 300,000. I don't even have that money. I think I'm gonna open a GoFundMe so you guys can help me buy this car. Look at this thing, clean. The body is clean. This is how I always like to buy in an auction. If the engine is messed up, the body has to be clean, bro. I don't even know where the hell I'm gonna get parts for this thing. Where the hell am I gonna get parts for this thing? Oh my Diddy, what have I gotten myself into? From GTIs to Aston Martins. Yeah, it's about to go crazy. It is about to go crazy. Oh my days, look at this thing. But comment down below, let me know what you think, how the body looks. The body looks clean. I think the body is clean. 345 is quite fair. Other vehicles that have around about the same mileage as this car, I've seen them selling for about 550. So 345 is fair, including VAT. I think that's almost about close to 400 grand. I might spend some money on it as well. I'm shaking, bro. I do not know what the hell I'm getting myself into. I'm a GTI boy and I'm messing around with these things now. What the hell have I just done? This is crazy. A whole Aston Martin era. Resemblance, my chief. Yeah. Alternator is ready. Thank you.
Mambo.
Mambo's the guy.
You see, Mambo.
Yeah. So how's it, guys? It is a brand new day, and today I'm going to fetch the Aston Martin. So yesterday I couldn't collect the car after I bought it because this is my first time buying a car over there at that auction house. So they need to screen you first before they hand over the vehicle to you. So there is a screening process that they need to go through before they even let go of the vehicle. This Aston Martin was sold as a non-runner. So a vehicle is sold as a non-runner if it is not drivable. So that car is not drivable. So another thing is that I heard from the guys was that I didn't do much homework on this car before I bought it, actually, which is something that is very bad, and that's something that I normally never do. I always like to do my homework before I buy a car. This car, the rear wheels are binding, the handbrake doesn't release. So they had, when they were moving this vehicle around, they had to try and they were basically moving it around with a forklift. Yo, imagine that, a whole Aston Martin on a forklift. So I did actually do my research on this Aston Martin last night because I wasn't sleeping. I was just looking at these cars online and trying to find out as much information about them. And I actually did see that the handbrake on these cars, there's a special way to let go of this handbrake. So since it's on the driver's side, the handbrake of these cars are on the driver's side, and it being on the driver's side, you are able to drop the handbrake while the handbrake is engaged, so that you do not have any difficulties when you are trying to get out of the vehicle and your handbrake is engaged. So there is a special way. So I think that these guys weren't able to drop the handbrake properly. because they saw that the handbrake was down but the wheels are locked, so that they said that the car is binding. So I really hope that that is the case. If that is the case, I'm gonna be ecstatic. Right, we are pulling in right now to the auction house, and some people are actually fixing their cars before they even go. Look at this guy, he's got tools, oil, everything, boss. He's working on the car. He's working on the car before he even goes. So yeah, let's just sign in and let's go check in on our car. So this is the handbrake that I'm talking about over here. So it just becomes flimsy like this, so that you are able to come out. It's not all the way up. So you said the back wheels are like getting locked. It's not releasing. It's not, so the handbrake doesn't release. So that's why you can't even push it, nothing. So you can't push it. Okay. Did you try to release the handbrake?
Yeah,
Zamil, and nothing. Okay. When this handbrake is engaged, it does go all the way down, like just like that. You see, it goes down. The handbrake is engaged like this. So I think maybe they thought that it's faulty because the handbrake is down like this, and even when they do try to disengage, it doesn't disengage. Right, so let's have a look at this. So as you can see over there, the handbrake is engaged. As you can see, the handbrake light, which is that one, is disengaged. So let's check something here. So open the door, you see, press it down, still engaged. But if we click it all the way to the top and you hear that small click, you press like that, it will switch off. See, so I think that's the issue that they had with this Aston Martin. So again, research with cars helps a lot. So this car was really cheap because they thought that it had an issue with the handbrake and stuff. All right, so now since the handbrake is disengaged, we can push the car out and then push it onto the trailer, which is good. So let's push this car out of the slot and take it back to the workshop. Let's go. So we're currently waiting for our tow truck. I think it just arrived. There he comes. There he is. So as we were pushing this car, one thing I did notice is that we've got a water leak. This was something that was already mentioned on the faults, on the registered faults of the car. So yeah, I'm not surprised by this. Probably have like a broken pipe when they were picking it up with a forklift or something. But yeah, we're gonna load it up now, take it to the shop and see how goes it. Shop. Let's go. All right, we've managed to put it on the truck. It's on the way to the shop. No going back now. So yeah, this was very hard. It needed a lot of manpower, a lot of skill and a lot of precision as well. But yeah, we're going home now.
So we did fortunately arrive safely at the workshop. The car arrived in one piece. I was just holding my breath throughout the whole journey.
So I bought this Aston Martin as a non-runner. So for auction house to actually regard a car as a non-runner, it means that it's not drivable. And with this one, I don't know if the engine runs. I don't know if the gearbox works 100%. And I do not know a lot of stuff. So today we're actually going to be checking all of the faults that were listed by the auction house and all of the faults that we will find along the way. So I actually got my fingers crossed. I'm stressing because an engine for this car can set you back for like I think 150,000, which is a lot of money. And I've had a little bit of haters saying that they think I spent too much on this car, but I'll give you a little bit of a history why I didn't mind spending what we spent on this car.
Every petrol head has searched on Auto Trader for their dream car and clicked on the lowest price, and I'm no different.
So a cheapest Aston Martin can set you back by 350,000, but the one that I currently have on Auto Trader has got 197,000 kilometers on the clock, and that's a lot of mileage. With this one, we have 66,000 kilometers on the clock, which is very, very low. My bid amount was 350,000 Rand on this car, excluding auction fees and also excluding VAT. So let's see for one Aston Martin, at least that is the same year as this one and it's got mileage that is almost the same as this car, and what an amount it sells for. So if we keep scrolling, the prices only get higher. So for example, we got one from 2007, which is this Aston Martin right here. It is being sold for 595,000 and it's only got 77,000 kilometers on the clock, which is higher than this. And this car as well is very clean on the body, no dents, no scratches, absolutely clean. So let's carry on and let's look for a 2008, because my one is a 2008 and the one I just showed you is a 2007. So the last Aston Martin I'm going to show you is a 2008 Aston Martin Vantage Roadster, same as this one but a different color. The one I'll be showing you is white in color and it has got 70,000 kilometers on the clock. It is also a 2008, so it is almost like for like. The difference is just the color of the cars, and this one, believe it or not, is being sold for 850,000 Rand. So if cost to repair this car can maybe cost me about 100 grand, maybe I'll be 500,000 Rand deep in this car, and I could possibly sell it if I want to for 600 or even 700,000, and it'll still be the cheapest Aston Martin with this type of mileage. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think this was a good buy yet before we find the faults? Let's talk about it.
If you're just like me and you hate nasty surprises, make sure to use our promo code, which is Mambo20, on your next Car Vertical check. Car Vertical is a platform that helps you check the history of the vehicle so you avoid any nasty surprises. Let's use this Audi TT as an example. After typing in the VIN, Car Vertical provides a summary of the vehicle's history. We can tell that this car has never been stolen before and the odometer reading is accurate. However, according to Car Vertical, this car was involved in 2 previous accidents. Car Vertical provides images of the car's complete timeline and the car's ownership. So by simply typing in the VIN number on the search bar, you can get the full history of the vehicle that you're interested in or that you currently own.
So let's carry on and let's look for a 2008, because my one is a 2008 and the one I just showed you is a 2007. So the last Aston Martin I'm going to show you is a 2008 Aston Martin Vantage Roadster, same as this one but a different color. The one I'll be showing you is white in color and it has got 70,000 kilometers on the clock. It is also a 2008, so it is almost like for like. The difference is just the color of the cars, and this one, believe it or not, is being sold for 850,000 Rand. So if cost to repair this car can maybe cost me about 100 grand, maybe I'll be 500,000 Rand deep in this car, and I could possibly sell it if I want to for 600 or even 700,000, and it'll still be the cheapest Aston Martin with this type of mileage. So what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Do you think this was a good buy yet before we find the faults? Let's talk about it.
All right, let's push this car to the ramp and let's see what we have gotten ourselves into. I hope this car runs. I hope the faults are also minimal. I got my trusty brother that I fetched in Durban to help me with this build and to help me with this repair.
Let's go. Ooh, this car's heavy. I shouldn't have given these guys a day off.
We pushed this beast onto the ramp and prepared to get it lifted. but we had to be really careful because the car is very low.
Alright, jacking this thing up is very hard. Very, very hard. Let's talk about the faults that are registered by the auction house. So the auction house stated that this Roadster Aston Martin is a non-runner and the engine is starting. So that is some good news. They said the engine is starting, as you can see on this lot number papers that I have from the auction house. So engine is starting, car's got a water leak. So the water leak, if you watched the first video, you actually saw how bad the water leak was when we were pushing the car out of the auction house. Those are the only faults that they have listed. So before I even try to start the car, what I want to do is to try and see if there are any other visible faults, check the oil, and also check underneath for any leaks or whatever stuff that we check. So let's do a full inspection on this car and see what we find.
Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think I'd have an Aston Martin Vantage V8 on my ramps. We've come a long way from Hyundai i20s.
We're currently underneath the car. The first thing that I want us to check is the water leak. That's something that I'm seriously scared and stressing about. So the undercarriage, guys, it looks good. I'm happy about the undercarriage. We're just gonna remove the undercover right now and see what we find, if we don't see like any damaged pipes and stuff, because I highly think that maybe what happened with this water leak on this car is that maybe when they were lifting this car up with a forklift, what happened was maybe the forklift damaged like one of the pipes and they cracked, and then we got a water leak. I hope that is the case. I hope that's the case and not like a radiator that's damaged or anything. So let's check this out. So one guy actually said on my comments on YouTube, if it's got no oil leaks, then it's not a proper British car. So I don't know what he meant by that, because we are looking pretty dry over here. That's also a very first good sign. We're looking very dry. Very, very dry. Very dry. Like, look at my hands. There's like, it's dust, it's not oil. That's good. No oil leaks. Let's go. All right, cover is removed, and to be honest with you, I can't find or see anything on the car. I can't see any visible broken pipes. Everything looks good, so we'll just have to basically put in the water in the car just so that we can see where the water leak is coming from. So let's try to put in some water and see where we're getting this big water leak from.
But before we even got to put in the water, this happened.
My heart is actually racing. I hope the radiator is not cracked or something, because I don't know. Look at that. Let's check out that. Yeah, I'm not sure where this water is coming from, but the only thing I can see is that leak right there. So this thing over here looks like a tray, like a funnel. So I think it's just excess water that was stored here, because now we're dropping the car, it's just shifting and moving. So I think this is extra water or whatever. So let's drop the car and see where this thing is coming from. It might be the radiator. Shit, because this leak is coming from like right there. So let's see. Shit. Alright, so I'm not gonna put coolant since this car's got a water leak, so that would just be a waste of money. And this thing looks good. This looks amazing. This looks amazing. So this is the 4.3 V8 bad boy that is in this car. So let's put in some water and see where this car could be leaking from. I hope it is not the radiator, guys. This is where we put in our coolant. Okay, this is super tight. I think I might need like a is it reverse thread? I don't think so. Do not open when hot. I think this is the reservoir bottle. Okay, this is too tight. Okay, we can't open this. Oh, look at that. So this is now loose, broken loose. So we're just gonna fill it in, try and see where this leak is coming from. Get some water, top it up, let's see. As soon as we fill the water, we're just gonna jack it up to see what's going on. I can't hear anything here. It's leaking now. I can hear it. Okay, check it up, let's see. I don't see any leaks. Maybe it's still moving around.
As we put the car up, it started leaking water everywhere. This was not a good sign.
It's bad. It is bad. Look at this. This is not a water leak. This is rain. My biggest fear has come to light. It looks like we have a leaking radiator. A busted radiator. Look at that. Water is just gushing out of there. Oh my days. A busted radiator. Maybe it's the pipe in the top. Could be the pipe. Let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful. I hope it's the pipe in the top or something. The way it's leaking though, it doesn't look like the radiator's busted or something. It looks very suspicious. I hope it's like a damaged pipe, because like normally if you've got like a damaged radiator, the drop is not going to be like a waterfall as we're having here. Yeah, it's usually very subtle. So, but we'll see. Let's drop it down. Let's see what we find. But already it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, governor. It looks like our radiator is under this aluminium thing, and there is no radiator this side, which means that aluminium thing needs to come out. So let's take out the aluminium thing and see what khanan or what dunye. Let me know down in the comments what I was supposed to say. So let's check it out. Did you see that screw was like all the way up? Yeah, that screw was all the way up. I don't know what's going on there. Most of these screws are actually loose, so I don't know what's going on. That's the last one, so we're gonna remove this and see. All right. Okay. This car is, something is going on over here. So this is not where it's supposed to be. That's number one. The clamp is supposed to be here, and the clamp is all the way back there. So I do not understand what is going on. What is going on? Okay, let's go deeper, Papa, and see if we can find anything. As I said, I can't see anything wrong here at the top of the radiator. Besides this will be your coolant return line, if I'm not mistaken. This will be your coolant return line, and it's not clamped down. So when the car is hot, it will have pressure on the radiator and on the cooling system. So that pipe would pop off if the car was hot and was in use and all of that stuff. So I just do not understand why that would be like that, or maybe sabotage. I don't know. You tell me, comment down below. But it's kind of sus. I don't understand what's going on with this car now, so I'm just a little bit uneasy, boss. So we're gonna put water again just to see if we can see anything from the top, but I highly suspect it could maybe be leaking from the tank of the radiator. So we will see. Let's put some more. Just check for me there. See ya. So the water leak on this car seems pretty serious. The water leak seems to be coming from the radiator. The only way for us to see is to actually remove the radiator. I think we need to remove the radiator and see where the leak is coming from on the radiator. I think the most cost-effective way to get this thing done and repaired would be to maybe get the radiator repaired, because I can already imagine a radiator on a Aston Martin is probably like gonna be like 10 grand, 15 grand, or 20 grand. So that's a quotation I'm not looking forward to. So yeah, I might probably send this for repairs. If you know any radiator repair guys in Randburg, comment down below and let me know. Now that we know where this car is leaking, I think let's try and move on to the other problems that they listed. They said that the boot was faulty, so let's check that out. But the one thing that I would say I'm excited about this car, I don't even care about starting it up. The one thing I'm excited about, I just want to see if the soft top opens. That's the one thing, because the Aston Martin, when that thing is off, my guy, it looks spectacular. It is complete when the soft top is off. That's all I can say. So comment down below, do you like it with the soft top on or off? But for me, I just hope that that mechanism works. What are you anticipating and excited about?
Let's hope you don't spend too much money.
Hey, the sound, Baba. The sound. I want to hear it.
But before that, I needed to see if the boot was working. After a few tries, we got it to open. But we weren't so lucky with the roof. We tried everything we could to get the roof working.
If the roof fails, remove the ignition key and the roof hydraulics will relax, allowing manual movement.
Not going to lie, this was a bummer. I tried using a scan tool, but I could not find the Aston Martin software. This might be a problem later.
Any luck, Mambo?
Hey, Baba, hey. I am defeated here.
At least that works.
Our roof is not working. The car's got a very bad water leak. So far, the only good thing is the boot that works. So we managed to get the boot open, which is good. So now let's try and attempt to start the car and see if it runs. They did say it's running, so we're just going to test that out and then see if the car drives as well. So we're going to try to drive it as well. Can't keep the car running for long because it's got no coolant in the system because of the leak. Then we're going to take out the radiator. Let's go. The radiator is busted. The roof doesn't go up. But if this engine starts like the auction house said it would, this might not be a total bust. So I'm having a pretty not so lucky day right now, because the one thing I was excited to see, the roof opening, that was a bust, and the water leak thing that we can sort out. So let's at least try to see if we can get this car running. So let's check it out. Everything is on, so everything is good. Got the key in the ignition. Ignition is also on. Okay, when we turn it, nothing is happening. So let's try. Oh, there's a start button here. Okay, as you hold it, nothing. Okay, nothing's going on here. Okay, I think I must press the brake, because I just pressed the brake and look at that. If you press the brake, that light comes on and it goes off when you, so okay, I think I had to press the brake. So let's see here. Okay, okay, all right, let's try it again. V8 monstrosity. That sounds insane. That sounds real good. Ambola uyazela. Go and sleep, you're tired. It's too much sauce.
Are you happy with your sound? Oh, magnificent, my bruv.
At least she runs, and she runs perfectly. smooth. Don't want to rev it too much because this is cold start. The oil pressure hasn't built up. No misfire, no nothing. It sounds good. So what we're going to do next is to check if it drives now, to see if the gearbox is 100%. Yo, that's some good news. Oh, we got no engine light. Look, no engine lights on the dash. No engine light. Now that the car is running, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cycle through all of the gears to see if everything is good. So we're going to have to get the engine to run for that. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever get used to that sound. That sounds really good. So I want to cycle through the gears. Let's close the windows. This thing is even loud with the windows closed. So the car's currently on neutral. That's good. Let's put it on drive. So it's on drive. D is on. Okay, that's nice. Let's put on reverse. Okay, reverse is flashing. It's on over there, but the reverse is flashing. I don't think that's good. Okay, I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. All right, let's put it back in neutral. Let's see if it goes forward and backwards. All right, since this car is so hard to jack up, we're gonna test it on the ramp to see if the wheels have motion when we put it in drive and when we put it in reverse. That sounds badass. Okay, let's put it in drive. Okay, tell me if it's driving.
It's moving. The wheels are moving. Yeah.
All four or just two?
Only the two at the back.
All right, I'm stopping. Let's check reverse. So we just had D engaged, so we're gonna engage reverse now. Then I'm gonna ask the guys. But reverse is like making me very anxious because it just flashes like that. Nothing.
No, it's not reversing.
Looks like we might not have reverse on this car. It looks like it, because I've slightly revved the car, no motion. It's in reverse, no motion. So I don't know what's going on. I think we might have an issue with our reverse.
At first, reverse wouldn't engage, but after a few tries, we got it right.
Once the radiator was out, we did an old school pressure test to find where exactly it was leaking. This is bad. Unless we can find a way to repair this radiator to reduce costs, then we're in trouble. A new radiator can cost us about $1,600, which is about 29,000 rands. Our radiator was the issue. The one thing that I kept hoping was not the problem, because finding a radiator for Aston Martin I think is going to be very expensive. We might have to get it from the agents only if we can't repair it. I honestly hope we'll be able to repair this radiator so that we can try and save some money on this build. So the one thing that we need right now is the radiator. So tomorrow we're going to be trying to get this radiator repaired to see if we can save some money. Also, what is being done on this car is we were able to successfully start this car. It starts and it sounds amazing. Number two, the car drives on the ramp, which means that it could as well drive on the road. So once our radiator is sorted out, we're going to be putting this car on the road. Can't keep it running for too long because there is no coolant in the system. It's the next day. So before we end this video, today is a Monday and I'm actually thinking of calling my workshop foreman so he can check my radiator out for me. One thing about that guy, he's meticulous and he can sort out anything. He's the MacGyver of my shop, the youngest guy that I've got in the workshop, and he's my workshop foreman. So I want him to have a look at this radiator and see if it can be repaired.
We had to put the radiator on the table again, and my foreman had a look at it, and he actually found that the teeth that hold the radiator to the tank were actually not sitting correctly, which was the main cause of the leak. So since the locking teeth weren't sitting correctly, that means it would not seal correctly. So he said, boss, let's get a hammer, knock this thing in place, give it a try, and put water all the way to the top to see if this thing can seal. Either repair works. Huh? It's well and cool. I got my guy he always makes a plan. We're gonna put a pressure tester just to see if it's not leaking. After knocking the teeth down, it did look a little bit promising. So our fingers were crossed. We managed to even put a lot of coolant into the radiator while it was still on the table. And guess what? There were no leaks.
About my cameraman, yeah, that's the guy that's always asking a million questions. We're gonna put this radiator in the car now and see if it works. So the Aston Martin, as you see, nice and stripped, open. One thing I like about this car, it was very easy to strip. Removing the radiator took us a couple of minutes, I think maybe even 2. So let's put it on. So radiator is in. I got the mastermind behind me, my workshop foreman. He is the brains behind this repair. If I get broken down on the road, he's not gonna get his salary month end. So yeah, he's the one that helped us with this repair, because I thought with me all I do is replace. If it's got an issue, I replace. He's the MacGyver of the shop. If I get customers that don't want to spend money, he's my guy. I know he'll find a plan to get the thing running. Plugs are in, the return line is now in. The only thing that is left is the fan, so gonna put that in.
So Mambo, what's next?
So now I think we're gonna put in some coolant in the car. I trust my foreman's repair. We're gonna put some coolant in the car. Once we've put in the coolant, run the pressure test. Once the pressure test is done, then we are gonna put this car on the road. There's nothing more that's gonna be holding us back. So coolant time, put it in, test drive the car. That's it. Right, so we're busy with the pressure test now. So far so good, no visible water leaks like before. So before, what happened is as soon as you just put in the water, as you saw, it would just gush down. So right now there's nothing. We're just running a pressure test just to see if we don't have any more compromised coolant parts on the cooling system. So far so good. Coolant is all topped up. What we're going to do now is bleed the cooling system, make sure that the coolant is everywhere, in the radiator, in the engine, everywhere. All of the vital cooling components on the vehicle are lubricated with coolant and are also having coolant. So let's start this car up again.
It's a Monday and Mambo's about to wake up the neighbors.
Topping up again while it's running. Everything is looking good, no visible water leaks. Baba, money is saved. We're gonna fix this car with close to nothing being spent on it. So we're still just busy bleeding the cooling system. It'll take a while because we need the thermostat to open and ensure everything is circulated everywhere. But something very surprising with this car, all of the wheels were loose. So yeah, that was just a little bit awkward and very odd. All of the wheels were loose. I hope nothing else is loose on the car. So we're just busy tightening all of the wheels, and then we're going on the road for a test drive. Get this car on the ramp, put the undercover. It's a very low car. I don't want to test it with no undercover tray. So let's try and drive it for the first time in the shop. Put it on the ramp and put the cover, put it on the road.
If you've made it this far in the video, please make sure you like and subscribe so we can post more car rebuilds just for you.
right, I think I'll need my safety belt for this one. Let's feel it out. My brakes are squeaky, so we need brakes as well. Maybe it's because it was parked for too long, I don't know, you tell me, comment down below. But this thing sounds insane. The pull is crazy on this car. I need to sort out my brakes. So after the first test drive, no engine lights, a very healthy car. Wow. So now let us repair our roof. Before we start the repair video on the roof, there's something very interesting I found out about our cheap Aston Martin.
It is true when they say the next person always knows more than you. On my YouTube comments, I saw a lot of people pointing out that we have a very special edition Aston Martin. And to be precise, this was an Aston Martin Vantage N400, which was a special edition built to celebrate the brand's effort at the Nürburgring 24-hour race. One of the key advantages with the N400 was an increase of power by 20 bhp, which included new shocks, new springs, and lightweight alloy rims.
One of the first things that a lot of people noticed when we actually posted about our Aston Martin is this badge right here. So this badge actually sets this Aston Martin apart from most of the Aston Martins.
Further changes to the N400 were minor cosmetic tweaks, including clear rear light, lenses, special alloy interior trims, and the iconic racetrack stitched to the center of the armrest. This N400 is number 121 out of the 240 that were manufactured. There were only a handful of these Aston Martins that made it to the South African market. We are truly lucky to be in the presence of this legendary V8 monstrosity.
The first main cause of failure on these Aston Martins is this right here. And I actually saw this on YouTube. So the seal on this will actually go bad, and the seal going bad means that when it is raining, water will go inside the convertible roof and damage the motor. It damages the motor of the convertible roof and also damages the hydraulic shocks inside, because it actually has hydraulic shocks. So water will actually, when it's raining, if it's been parked outside, will go inside here, as we also have a hole there. It'll go inside there. Once it goes inside there, it seizes up the motor to open the roof. So that's exactly what we're going to be checking out, if the motor is seized and if it needs to be repaired. Before we even look at the owner's manual on how to open this manually, I've checked all of the fuses. I've done everything. The button works 100% fine. That's why when we try and open it, it says roof movement paused, which means that the button is sending signals that you should be opening, brother, but it's not opening. So let's try and see if we can find anything on the owner's manual. I was actually lucky and fortunate enough that the car did come with the owner's manual, because I checked online rigorously and I spent a lot of hours checking online how to open this roof manually, and I couldn't find anything. No YouTube videos up, so I think I'll just only also post a portion of how to open the roof manually, because I think that can help a lot of people. So this is the owner's manual, and this thing is thick. They actually say that you have to remove the vehicle battery cover, which is behind the driver's seat, and locate two Tony led manual release cables. So there's actually, I think, two Tony cover. This will be our Tony cover, which is the roof. Tony cover release cables. So those will be your emergency release cables if you've got a faulty roof just like me. So that's the first thing. And then I actually saw over here where it says continue to turn Allen key until no more movement is possible. So I think we also have to do that as well to unlock the roof latches, because it normally will have roof latches over here in the front where it will lock into position. So you can either lock it manually or also unlock it manually as well with the Allen key, as I can see over here on the owner's manual. So what we're going to do, it also says that you need 2 people. So I'm going to ask my MacGyver of the workshop to help me try and remove this. So I think what we have to do is we have to unlock first with the Allen key. Once we've unlocked with the Allen key, we have to then release the cables, which is behind the seat. That's if we can find them. Once we've released the cables, we will have to also push this up.
We got to work and I started by moving the seat forward so we could get access to the release cables behind the seat.
First and foremost, we need to remove this grommet over here. I don't know how clear it is. We need to remove this because according to the owner's manual, there's an Allen key deep inside there that we need to turn. As soon as we turn this, the hooks over here will unhook. As soon as they unhook, the roof will pop back, hopefully, and then we'll have to push it up with the second person that's helping me, and then unloosen the cables in the back. Once we do that, the boot should open, and if it opens, we should be able to fold this back and then check on the mechanisms as well as the motor.
Unscrewing the roof with the Allen key was fairly simple, and if you own a convertible car yourself, make sure you follow along because this can be very helpful to you.
Apparently when it's loose like this now, you can pick it up. Let's try. Hey, okay, so it's still tight. Try. It's tight. I think maybe we still need to screw it out some more so that this motor that's here can be loose, and then we can, I don't know, make a plan. Let's try unscrew some more.
My foreman and I have to be cautious when we are manually opening this soft top because one slip up and it could cost us at least 4,600 euro for a new one. I don't even want to know how much that is in rands. I really hope we get lucky this time like we did with the Radiator.
We got the roof up. I think now it's the time that we need to attempt to pull those cables that are behind the seat, and then pulling those cables is actually going to release this boot and then open that one like that, and then I think we can fold this inside of here. So let's see if that comes right. Right, so we have actually managed to open the roof and also open the back side. So now the only issue that we have is that that side is stuck open there now. It can't close. But I read somewhere that you actually have to switch off the ignition because we currently have our ignition on. You have to switch off the ignition. Once you switch off the ignition, basically the hydraulic oil will drop and then it'll drop by itself. So let's try that out. So ignition is on. Let's switch it off. Oh, look at that. As soon as I switched it off, it closed. So that was pretty cool. Aston Martin is all opened up now, but the only issue that we have is that it is not clicking and locking on. So you can open it manually, and as soon as we've opened it manually, I think it's not supposed to have such a big gap over there. It should just lock. I think maybe it locks with an electrical mechanism, but we have got this thing open and it actually looks sick. As you can see, it looks very, very sick. Look at that. One thing worth noting is that I think since the boot lid stayed up, that means that the hydraulic lines are not compromised. Everything is 100% with the hydraulic lines. If that is the case, I think that if I start this car and I do attempt to close it with the button, it should work because the hydraulics is working fine. I think maybe the issue is just the motor that operates the soft top roof. So let's try and start it up and see if this opens by itself and maybe this lifts up. So let's try that out. If this works, that means that our hydraulic pump and everything is good. So let's start it up. I'll never get used to that sound. Alright, so this is the button. I think you lift it up if you're gonna close it. So let's try and lift it up. So the hydraulics are working 100% fine. I think the issue that we have is only the roof not closing by itself. So the motor winding is the issue on this car. So that's the only thing I presume we have to fix, because the hydraulics are working fine. I heard the motor buzzing. So we just need to try and see if we can fix this roof to be able to fold and lock by itself.
One thing we kept noticing on this Aston Martin when we tried to close, back boot would not close completely. It was almost like a bonnet if the adjusters aren't adjusted well. So me and my MacGyver tried to locate all of the boot adjusters for this Aston Martin. Finding them was not that easy. It had close to 6 in total. But once we found all of the boot adjusters, we thought, okay, let's try screw them a little bit more down, because we checked the boot locks and they were working 100% fine. So we presumed that the only thing that can cause it not to close is definitely the boot stoppers. So we tried to use our fingers to try and measure how much clearance we have and adjust them more down so that hopefully the boot can close.
All of the grommets, dowels, whatever you call it, have been adjusted. So let's try and attempt to close it now and see if it locks. There it is. Okay, it looks like we have to hold it in place before it locks. Hooray! So the roof is all locked up. As you can see, the lines are symmetrical. Success! So this is 100% now. So now I think what we have to try and repair is the soft top to be able to open fully and close fully. Now that we've got the boot to lock into position, now that the locks are working as they should be working, I think the only thing that's left is for the soft top to fully close. So what I'm actually going to do right now is to just open the boot again. Since the hydraulics, everything is working nicely, we're going to open it, then drive it to the ramp and then try and blow it so that we just remove all of the dust, because I did notice when we had it open there was a lot of dust in there. So we're going to try and clean it. Maybe the cleaning and opening it and closing it might help in the soft top working. So let's try that out. Normally jams at this angle and then it doesn't want to close. So I don't know, let's give it a try.
We just cleaned the soft top with the air pressure hose. I can't wait to take this car for a car wash and a detail. Comment down below if you know anyone that could give this Aston Martin the beauty treatment it deserves.
We actually had a lot of debris in here. We had a lot of debris and a lot of dust. I think that's all coming from our window that is just basically open over there because there's no sealant now. So it's been all nice and cleaned here. So what we're gonna try to do on this car is to close this thing up, open it, close it, open it, close it as much as possible to see if roof ends up folding as well, because that's the only issue that we have. The issue we have is that we have to open it manually with our hands with two guys. It's not closing by itself. Right now we've made progress and the car is opening and locking and then being left as a convertible. So now what we want to do is to try and get the roof to close by itself. Alright, so what's happening is that this thing it's jamming at the top. It's jamming at 12 o'clock. So what I want to try and do is to just open and close it as many times as possible, so that maybe at least the hydraulics can bleed eventually and we can get this damn thing to close, because that's the only thing that I'm suffering with. It's just jamming at 12 o'clock and then I have to reopen it back again. So I don't know, I did see somewhere that you need to reset windows on this car by holding the window switch down. So it said that you can reset I think the roof and the windows by holding them down. I think we're going to try and do that. I saw that somewhere on the manual and on YouTube as well. So we're just going to try and reset the system and just hold these down for 10 seconds and then try and close this roof again and see if we come right. So we're going to first pick up the windows. It's all up. Can you see it, cameraman?
Yep.
Caramel man or cameraman. That's to your colored, so caramel works. All right, so I got the windows up. We need to drop both of the windows. All right, so dropping both of them down. Both of the windows are down. I'm at 15 seconds. All right, let's just hold for longer. All right, and then they said you have to pick it up again. Let's pick it up. All right, the windows are up. I'm gonna hold for another 15 seconds. I think we're on 5 seconds right now, so 5. All right, let's hold. Another 15 seconds down the drain. So let's try and attempt to see if this thing closes. V8 monstrosity. All right, let's give it a try. Let's give it a whirl. Close the windows. Window is all closed. Let's give it another try. So this is our button actually to open and close the sunroof, that one right there. So let's give it a try. Right, so it's lifting. Problem is that it stops at 12 o'clock. So oh shit. Okay. Got it! I'm in the dark. That means it is closed, boy. Look at this. It's fully closed. It's fully closed. Look at that. I think we just needed to reset. Okay, sorry, we're in the dark. Sorry. Okay, okay, we got the roof to work and close. Let me check it from the outside. It looks like it is fully closed from the outside with the button. As you can see, it looks like it's sealed fully over here. So it actually seems like all we had to do now was to reset the window mechanisms, because it resets the roof and it resets the window mechanism when you hold down the window switches. It is done. Let's try and close it and open it maybe 2 times before we say that we have fixed this thing. All right, so this is going to be our attempt number 1 to see if it opens by itself fully, because initially we had to wind the Allen key. After winding the Allen key, then push it back. So we're going to try and see now if we can try to get it to open and lock all the way by itself. So let's give that a whirl. So it opens now and it's locked to the T. Let's try and close it again. Maybe it's luck. Let's try and close it again and see if it closes again. Then we'll do it again. If it works 2 times, then this thing is fixed at 0 rands. Let's go. I am 100% satisfied. I don't want to end up breaking it. I don't know what broke it the first time, but I don't want to end up breaking it. I am happy with the opening and closing. I think I'm just going to open it one last time, just for Pete's sake. I'm going to try and open it for one last time. If it opens again, then this thing is fixed. I don't care what you say. It's fixed according to my books. If it opens again, and then I'm only going to close it once I get home, because I want to drive with this thing with the top down. So if it opens fully again and then it locks, boss, this thing is fixed. Mambo is did it. You're not going to see it again. Go away.
There's no way.
I am now a certified Aston Martin specialist. I don't care what anybody says. Who do you know has fixed an Aston Martin for 0 rands? Who do you know? Let me know down in the comments. Nobody. Only Mumbo Repairs and MacGyver. Only us. From the radiator to the roof to, well, I know the brakes. We can't fix that for free. But I don't know, maybe I can pull a bunny out of the hat and just pull another MacGyver over there. But the roof is now working 100%. It has been repaired. I think all it needed to be done to it is to basically get the system bled out, because it is a hydraulic system, and maybe all of the dust as well caused all of the issues. But the certified Aston Martin specialist approves of this repair, and it is done. It is done.
Fixed an Aston Martin with a hammer and an Allen key.
Exactly, a hammer and an Allen key, the first mechanic in the whole world, mama.
So far, so good. The fact that we could get this roof fixed without spending money is astounding, considering there's Aston Martin owners paying over $15,000 to get this fixed.
We're going to be repairing the back window that's got a big hole on it, which is putting dust and putting water into the car. And we'll also maybe be changing the windscreen of the car. Today's a brand new day, and we're going to be trying to sort out our squeaky brakes on this Aston Martin. I actually had an idea. If these brake pads actually have part numbers, I'm gonna try to match them with other aftermarket part suppliers, try and get brand new. Already we have a quotation from the agents. It's around 37,000, which is a lot. So if we can save money on this build, that would be a plus. So let's remove these brakes and actually see if we can try to find them much cheaper.
Getting these brake pads off on this performance car was not a difficult thing. You could actually do it yourself too on your car. Let me show you how. First, I got the car on the ramp and I had to loosen the wheel nuts with a power bar first. And then use the impact wrench to try and drive the nuts out.
Alright, so the front wheel is out and the discs actually are not that bad in the front. Even the pads as well. I think I would say I've got about 60% of life there, but we will remove them, try and get some new ones, just so that we can have new brake pads on the car and the squeaking is gone.
Let's get these brake pads off. I used a hammer and a center pin punch to carefully remove the holding pins, and I removed the anti-rattle clip to gain access to the brake pads.
The back wheel is on its way out now. The front is done and out. On the back, we actually have 2 sets of brake pads. We have one for the rear handbrake cable, and then we have one which is the big caliper on this side, the red one, which is for the brake system itself.
On the other tires, the process was exactly the same.
looking at the brake pads over here in the back as well, the brakes are actually good as well over here in the back. So I'll remove them for you just now, just so you can see. I think maybe the make is the problem. That's why it's making so much of noise when we are braking.
My brakes are squeaky.
So we're gonna take these out as well, check them out, and see if we can see part numbers. So my front and rear brake pads are out, and it looks like these are aftermarket brake pads and they aren't original brake pads, which is good. The big ones are actually our front brake pads, which are these ones. If you can see clearly, we're just going to clean this up. It's actually written Brembo, so these are actually Brembo brakes. And I think that our noise is coming from the back, which are these back pads. The rear pads are not as clear as the front, so these will have to clean it with brake parts cleaner. They actually have copper slip so that they don't stick to the calipers. So we're actually going to try and have a look after cleaning if we can see what is the make of these pads. But these are also fairly new. They've got big thickness, about I'd say 80% life. I don't understand why they're making a noise. I think maybe it's the make. So I know that there are certain makes in vehicles that will make a noise, like if it's an inferior make and all of that stuff. So let's clean them up and see what we got.
Cleaning the brake pads were essential. Just look at the difference the brake parts cleaner did.
And I can actually see this make, and we have a part number as well. I can already tell you something about this make. I do regularly get a lot of clients that complain about it, about the squeaking. The squeaking on this car as well was coming from the back, so I'm pretty sure it's because of this make. So we will be replacing these brakes and then test this car again. Hopefully we can get it from our local parts supplier and get a different make, which is much better. That's also not gonna make any sounds. Let's go.
Here at Mumbo Repairs, we've got the best service advisors in the industry. I left a sample with one of my service advisors and they got to work immediately. They checked for these brake pads from all of our parts suppliers to try and save us a lot of money.
So I'm currently out on a parts run for this Aston Martin. So after some thorough digging, I actually found out a couple of things about this Aston Martin. One of them being that the front brake pads are actually the same as the VW Touareg, Audi Q7, Audi RS3 and the Audi TT RS. They use the same front brake pads as the Aston Martin. So I'm actually at Goldwagen, whatever you want to pronounce it. These are the guys that I trust when it comes to VAG parts, and this was actually our sample right here, our Brembo sample that came out of the Aston Martin, and I want to show you what they gave me. So these are the brakes, super brake, that we got from Goldwagen. Exactly the same, even the slots for the breakaway sensors, which is this one right here, exactly the same. So this, my friend, is exactly the same. So this is what we're going to be putting on the Aston Martin, and hopefully we can eradicate the squeak and have a very nice driving experience with no brake shudder. Let's go.
Now it's time to put our new brake pads on.
Before we install them, we're actually gonna shave down the corners just so that the corners don't hit the ridge. The ridge is not that bad on the discs, but just for precautions, shave these down, put these back on, and then test drive the car. Unfortunately, we didn't find the rear brake pads, so they also have about 80%, so we'll just file them and clean them down with brake parts cleaner, and then just hope everything works out fine.
Used a screwdriver to push the pistons back, and then placed the new pads. I then inserted the holding pins over the anti-rattle clip. The next obvious step was to connect the brake wear sensor. Now that everything is on, it's time to put on back the tire. Before the tire goes back on, cleaning your brake calipers with brake parts cleaner actually also minimizes your brakes from squeaking because there is minimized dust. After reinstalling the tire back on, I had to make sure that the lug nuts were tight. My foreman got to work on the other tires and the process was exactly the same. So far, so good.
Is this the most expensive car you've repaired a window for?
Yes. Alright, so the windscreen guys have just arrived, and by the looks of these windscreens, I think one of them belongs to our Aston Martin. And to be fair, we actually got a lot of quotations for the windscreen, and they were very ridiculous. Some ranged up to 80,000, 100,000. I understand because of import duties and everything. Some of them were really cheap, some of them were also just middle. Let's go see these guys, what they're up to right now.
Had to do this with the roof down just to allow these guys from the windscreen company to be able to work very comfortably. It's a good thing we had this roof repaired.
Get it! More space so that they can try and work on this roof. So yeah, let's let them do their own thing, and hopefully this thing can be sealed properly and the cracked windscreen can be deleted from the Aston Martin. So we are very close from getting this Aston Martin to showroom spec. A windscreenless Aston Martin. Look at that. So we do not have a windscreen currently. The old windscreen is out. Hopefully the new windscreen can fit and be nice and snug, and we will have a Aston Martin that does not have a cracked windscreen. This is a little bit of progress. Hopefully they brought the correct size windscreen. That would be a big flop, removing the windscreen and then they've got the incorrect one. So yeah, we've just got our fingers crossed, and here it comes. Time to fit it in.
Before the new windscreen could be fitted on, it needed to be cleaned thoroughly with an alcohol solution and a bit of soap water. This would help ensure that the sealing compound sticks correctly and sticks perfectly. On the frame, a little bit of primer was put around the perimeter of the complete frame.
I'm putting the tape because the rubber is coming out to see. See, the tape is holding the rubber now.
Carefully placed this new windscreen on the frame and topped up on primer to ensure a good seal. The windscreen wipers and the trims were also put back in the car. These two bits of masking tapes were used to hold the windscreen in place until the adhesive cures.
Are you happy with the job?
Yeah, we've got a working windscreen. We saved a lot of money. As opposed to paying over 90,000 for the windscreen, we got it a whole lot cheaper. So yeah, that's a win in my books. We've got a brand new windscreen on the Aston Martin. So a little bit of progress.
Out with the old and in with the new. And now all that's left is to seal the rear windscreen. But
the guys say that they will not be able to fix the back windscreen because it needs a special glue that they do not have. So no success there. We're still gonna give it a try and then see.
if you know anything about this project so far, you'd know that we've came up with a lot of creative ways to cut our costs.
Fixed an Aston Martin with a hammer and an Allen key.
Exactly, a hammer and an Allen key, the first mechanic in the whole world, mama. Money saved.
Considering that the guys that fitted our windscreen weren't able to seal the rear windscreen, MacGyver and I made a plan. We found this styrofoam lying around in the workshop and thought we'd use it to hold up the rear glass from inside of the vehicle so that we could apply this adhesive much easily. Once we got it right, my foreman and I applied this fabric adhesive contact glue to the soft top, windscreen and the tonneau cover. Now it's a waiting game. We waited and waited and waited. How fun. I tried using the heat gun to accelerate the process, which did not help. It just only made the glue more softer. Holding down the tonneau cover to the windscreen glass was a tiring event. I even felt my fingers starting to cramp up. So MacGyver and I got even more creative. We got more styrofoam, 2 bricks, covered them with a cloth and laid them on the windscreen to increase the contact between the tonneau cover and the windscreen. And then all that was left is to hope for the best.
Right, this marks the end of today. This is actually taking longer than expected to dry off. That's why we just put on some bricks and insulated them with some rags just so that it doesn't scratch the glass and the tonneau cover. So tomorrow morning we're going to check this out and see if it's nice and sealed and then clean it off so that it looks presentable. Today is a brand new day. I've got my Boermaka plan uniform, so I hope we were also able to make a plan on the Aston Martin. So today's a brand new day. Let's go check out if our plan worked. Yesterday we actually left the bricks on the tonneau cover glass just so that it could seal overnight properly, and it does feel a little bit tight and hard. I just hope our plan worked. So let's remove these and see how goes it. Alright, so far so good. It looks like our glass is stuck on there tight. The glue feels very hard. This is fabric glue again, so we're just gonna remove this material right here. I think it's polyester or whatever it's called. We're gonna remove this and see if the glass floats. Once the glass is floating, the last thing that's gonna be done is just clean up. So we've got chemicals to clean all of this glue up just so that it's nice and tidy and everything looks good. Looks like our fabric glue actually did a really good job, and the glass is actually stuck on properly. We actually also did a pressure test, putting some pressure on the glass, and it is just absolutely stuck.
It's no professional detail, but the boys and I really made this car shine. And now we're one step closer to getting this Aston Martin into showroom condition.
Alright, so we just cleaned this car up just so that we could have a clear view of the glue and everything. But I think I'm just going to leave it to the professionals, and we actually have a detailing company that wanted to give us a full restoration on this car, including ceramic coating on the car. So we're just going to leave everything to them. We're going to leave the back windscreen as it is, and you're going to be seeing the full detail on this car. For now,
Meet Nico and Ethan, the owners of Stallion Auto Care. This duo is on a mission to give the Aston Martin a full detail and a ceramic coating before the 2024 Festival of Motoring. Can they pull it off? Or
another company to just maybe polish up their work.
They have 3 days.
Thing looks way better in person, trust.
So how's it, guys? I got Stallion Auto Care here. They are supposedly here to do magic on the Aston Martin. So these guys actually came into the table and they were like, Mambo, since your vehicle is going to be featured at the Festival of Motoring, we'd like to do some auto detailing magic on the vehicle. So they will actually be working on the vehicle from today, which is Friday, until I think Monday. Yep. So they want as much time with the Aston Martin as possible to produce the best results. Gents, I'm excited. My car's got tons and tons of swirls. That's the one thing I want to actually see if they'll be able to get out, because like from time to time you'll see that the vehicle, if you're washing it at like bad car washes and stuff and it's not being detailed by professionals, it'll get swirls and all of those stuff, and the color won't actually shine properly from the sun and all of that stuff. So hopefully Stallion Auto Care can take care of the Aston Martin and give us some great results.
We wanted to work undisturbed as well as prevent dust falling on the car whilst detailing, so Mama gave us the go-ahead to set up plastic covers around the perimeter of the car. There's a lot of nuances involved with the detailing procedure. The interior detail is a very meticulous process. We began by removing all Mambo's personal items from the car, including trash and any removable accessories. Usually we'd remove the floor mats as well, but
This Aston Martin already does have fitted mats, so we'll just be steaming and extracting those. And once we're done, we're going to be applying the necessary protection on them, just so that the mats do stay cleaner for longer and become stain resistant and hydrophobic.
using a brush and leather protectant, we cleaned all of the interior, and we also steamed the air vents, mats, and every nook and cranny.
You can see these seats are very shiny, which in turn means they are very dirty. So to tackle this, we're going to be using a soft leather brush coupled with some steam to agitate all the dirt. Thereafter, we are going to be applying protection on the treated surfaces to make sure that Mambo's car does stay cleaner for longer as well. And once it gets dirty enough, we do obviously switch it out, but this is just to show you that, yeah, this is all the dirt that collects up from when we are agitating the seats and the leather and the rest of the interior cabin as well. We just make sure that we use the best quality products on the market to ensure the best results, because quality doesn't really have a price if you ask us. Depending on every kind of car you do, every kind of make has a different kind of leather. So you have to treat each and everything a bit differently. And if you use a brush like this, it might be a bit too hard. So you might use a bit of a softer brush. Also, the chemicals you do use are very important. Different leathers do react differently to certain chemicals. So it's very important that all the leather cleaners you do use are pH balanced, just to ensure that you can clean the leather properly without damaging the integrity of it. If we are not communicating effectively, means there's going to be defective workmanship, missed spots, and the car's not going to come out the way it's supposed to be looking. So if he's doing a part there, I need to make sure that it's been done, and he tells me he's done it. I'm doing a part here, I need to make sure it's done, and he tells me, and vice versa. So without any effective communication, nothing will get done properly.
Onto the headlight restoration. Restoring the headlights can be a tedious process, but it's well worth the results. First, we sand the headlights using different grit sandpaper multiple times.
We found it to be most effective to start with a high grit sandpaper.
Thereafter, we polish them. What a difference it made. Whilst on the exterior, we got to work on the body decontamination.
We first start off with the wheels, applying iron remover, then followed by chemical and mechanical decontamination on the body. I also want to mention that, guys, no matter how old your car is, whether it's 10 years old or brand spanking new, a proper decontamination is vital for any high standard detail.
Applying the iron remover, you'll notice the liquid turning purple, which are all the iron contaminants being broken down.
As per Mama's request, we're just putting this behind the seats just for some support at the back here before we start working on it. It's essential that we do a citrus foam pre-wash. So before we even start washing the car, we spray this on the car, on the vehicle, and let this dwell just to loosen up all the dirt. So now we're just using a light bristle brush to get into all the crevices and get all the dirt out.
It's always important that we use a 2-bucket method with a grid guard at the bottom of each bucket when washing the car. This is to ensure no scratches and no swirls during the washing process. You'll notice this foam is much thicker than the previous foam we just used. That is because G-Wash is made for contact wash and adds a lot more lubrication to the paint for washing the car. Right, so essentially what we're doing now is the clay bar, which is the mechanical decontamination. I cannot stress how important this is, as this gets rid of all the deeply embedded contaminants that the chemicals won't reach and you can't really see with the naked eye either.
Look at that. Just to remove all the crevices in the car. That was just to get rid of all the excess water so we have no disturbances while polishing. Yesterday we did a full interior detail followed by a headlight restoration on the vehicle. We then deconned the paint to get ready for paint correction, and as you'll see inside, we also did put a dust cover on the car just to protect it from any debris and any unwanted dirt on the car. In order for us to achieve the best results we can for paint correction, we look no further than using the Rupes DA polishing system. All our pads, compounds and tools are imported straight from Italy. Rupes is probably internationally recognized as one of the best brands you can use for detailing. I want to give a big shout out to Alexi from Brilla for supplying us with these excellent products. Before we do any kind of paint correction or polishing on the vehicle, it is very important that we first measure the clear coat of every single car that we do. This is to ensure that during the process there's no paint damage or harm to the clear coat of the car. We use a paint gauge to measure the thickness of the clear coat of any vehicle we do to ensure that we do no damage or harm of the paint to the vehicle.
If you notice the left, the paint has scratches and swirls. And on the right side, the paint has been perfected, bringing its gloss, depth and color back. We repeated this process for the rest of the panels.
Just to give you a brief explanation of exactly what paint correction is it is a meticulous art and process of getting the paint in its best condition possible in terms of depth, clarity and gloss while still maintaining the integrity of the clear coat. Once we are done polishing the vehicle, we are going to be applying our 9-year G-Technique ceramic coating on it. Once that is done and installed, this vehicle is going to be looking better than brand new, and in Mambo's words, showroom condition. Some history and background on protection. Waxes and sealants have always been used as a basic form of protection. However, those need to be applied every 2 months or so, which can kind of become an inconvenience in the long run. As the years progressed, came along nanotechnology, which makes things very easy, and this is where we get our ceramic coats. So once this is applied, this is going to chemically bond to the clear coat of your vehicle, and it's going to create a sacrificial layer that's going to last between anywhere from 2 to 9 years. Once this is installed, it is going to protect your vehicle from fading, oxidizing, industrial fallout, and is really going to make your car gloss like brand new. It is also going to make your paint extremely hydrophobic, which in turn means your vehicle is going to stay cleaner for longer and is going to be looking new all the time. We are going to be wearing these masks, which are going to be protecting us from all the dangerous chemicals in the ceramic coating.
We also vacuumed the soft toppers. During the polishing it got a little dusty. The car is near perfection and now we just have a few touch-ups like the windows. We kept Mambo away from his car for nearly 4 days. It's pretty nerve-wracking and it's right before the festival of motoring. If there's something he may not be happy about, there's no time to get it sorted.
These guys have been holding my car for the past, how many days? 3 days. 4 days. 4 days. They've been holding my car hostage. So how do you think it turned out?
Not bad.
It's okay.
Not bad.
It's okay. Alright, so we'll see how the work turned out. I haven't seen my car in the full 3 days. Also been out of the shop running errands and all of that stuff. But I know the guys have been putting in work. Shame. Saturday, Sunday, Friday, even today is a Monday. Tuesday. But I think they want to go all out because they want to make the experience of you guys checking out the car at the Festival of Motoring a blast for you, and for you guys as well to see that the amount of attention to detail that these guys put into their work and how seriously they take their work as well. I'm pretty sure as well if you bring your vehicle to them, it's going to be a seamless process as it's been with my vehicle as well. So yeah, let's check out the work. Guys, you outdid yourself on this one, eh? The car looks crazy, brand new. Yeah, I let these guys cook, and trust me, they cooked, Baba. They cooked. Oh, even the back windscreen, they did a good job on that one. It's nice and clean. Yeah, yo, the guys did a really good job. Shout out to Stallion Auto Care. Look at this job. So now tell me, on a job like this, like for example, if somebody wants a quotation and they want this type of work done, the level of workmanship that you'll put onto this job, how much is the job like this gonna cost them?
For this, you are with a 9-year ceramic coating, the full paint correction, you are looking at about 12 to 13,000 rand. That's fully inclusive of every single thing. Every nook and cranny gets our full attention. The nice thing with us is your car becomes our focus for those couple of days that the car's with us. We do not work on 2 cars or 3 cars at a time. We work on 1 car and it gets our full love and attention.
100%. So for about 12 to 13,000 rand, you get, let's count it.
So full paint correction.
Full paint correction.
Full 9-year ceramic coating.
9-year ceramic coating. So should you have any issues, you've got like a 9-year guarantee.
Yes, a registered guarantee.
Or a registered guarantee, all right.
And the full interior detail with, of course, protection on the surfaces as well.
100%. Guys, you outdid yourselves on this one. This looks amazing. This looks amazing. So this is the interior. This looks like a 800,000 rand car now. So price just went up. To all the interested buyers, what, but I'm not selling. But yeah, the guys outdid themselves 100%. Stallion Auto Care, I'm blown away. I was not expecting to let me be honest with you guys. I said these guys must come on a weekend, you know, to come and do the car, so that at least I know I've got, today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to call another company to just maybe polish up their work. Because I actually did that just so that I could have a little bit of time to just go through their work, and if I'm not happy about anything, just call professionals to come in. But it looks like I called in professionals the first time. Stallion, not okay? You'll outdid yourselves.
Well, it's always a pleasure.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work from these guys. I am absolutely happy about this work. And yeah, the guys did a very nice job. There's no swirls, there's nothing on the vehicle. Everything is very nice.
I wasn't the only one impressed with the detailing. Even my service advisor Nero was lost for words when he saw the magnificent work done by Stallion Auto Care.
So Neo, how much do you think a job like this costs?
Like this one? I don't know, man. I think it might be maybe 10 times the amount of a normal car wash. So with all the additionals done inside,
hey man, look, I don't have no Aston Martin, but you could be looking maybe like 5-10 grand.
You get a detail from Stallion Auto Care.
For sure, 100%. For sure.
How's it, guys? We just pulled in at the 2024 Festival of Motoring, and we are going right now to the Castrol stand where our Aston Martin is. You guys have been pestering and hounding and wanting to see more of the Aston Martin, and we got it at the Castrol stand. So let's go inside and let's see what's happening. Let's go to the Castrol stand as well. Let's see what fun activities they have there, what's going on, what you can learn about that, and what other cool stuff are happening at the Festival of Motoring. Let's go. We have finally made it to the Castrol stand. My Aston Martin is parked right here, and this thing in the sun after the detail is what's the word? Meticulous? No, it's not miraculous. It's looking more scrumptious.
Couldn't say no when they wanted to hear the V8 roar. Remember how I said Mr. How Much was looking for me? Well,
when is it happening? No, I'm free. Anytime.
Hey.
We just ask for custom to organize location. These are his things.
Yeah, location.
You look us up with the location, we'll set up the drag race.
Kandi, you guys can't take a joke here.
Mumbo versus How Much? Hey bro, you know they take me on Twitter, but hey bro, there's a challenge. Yeah.
Oh, they brought it to Twitter.
Yeah, they took like a shot recording of it. Yeah. They brought it to Twitter.
Yeah.
He said he'll show you. Yeah.
But we should do it just
we
for
should
fun.
though, just for fun.
Just for fun.
I'll probably lose, but hey, like.
I know. On takeoff, I know. But I think it must be a fair fight. This guy mustn't put the car on spot. Let me know what you think down in the comments.
Let us know.
Because I know that the takeoff on the Golf 7s is crazy. Most especially the TCR.
It's all-wheel drive.
No, just rear wheel.
Okay, at least I have a chance. I'm not supposed to.
No, but one thing I know is that once I've got motion, Baba, this thing moves.
I know.
It moves. On takeoff, I know he might chow me.
It's a V8. This is a 2 liter.
Might chow him.
We'll see.
Comment down below, let me know.
Aston Martin attracted so much attention, you would not believe the amount of people that came by to take pictures of the car and with me and the car. It brought a lot of people great joy.
Saturday afternoon. I can get used to this, man.
The Aston Martin was certainly the MVP of the Castrol stand. So many people wanted to hear the raw power of the N400 V8 Vanton. I finally know why so many of you in the comments wanted to see it in person.
How are you?
I like your car.
Yeah.
And what's wrong if you start so I can get the
Oh, today we're not starting the car, boy. We missed out on the show yesterday. But for you, I'll try and start.
Wow.
Will you do a dance for me if we start it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't want a maybe, I want a yes. Will I get a dance?
Yes.
What you gonna do for me? Do you know how to do the griddy?
Yes.
Go do the grid. Let me see your griddy. Put it together there.
My goodness, I didn't even know you knew that.
We'll do the griddy together. That's a deal there.
Yeah.
Come here. I'll put you inside there.
Oh wow.
Then you will start the car. Don't press anything, okay? So press and hold this button. Sound nice?
Sounds nice. Sounds so nice.
Yesterday, we got a visit from the one and only Mr. How Much. Well, he's not only the only content creator that came to pay us a visit. Sam from the car scene and Nokwaja from Parties and Sons came to say hi. And well, we couldn't let them leave without a show.
Now listen to it.
My goodness! Naturally aspirated feet 8 in the flesh. Doesn't get better than that.
Bro, I'm tearing up. I'm actually tearing up.
That's what happens.
Shush, guys. That was insane. I didn't realize you could two-step an Aston Martin Vantage. That's crazy, bro.
One of my least favorite people and least favorite content creators decided to pay me a visit. And it was no other than this troublemaker.
I don't like this kid. That one gives me gray hairs.
At least this time, he wasn't around to bug me with his problematic GTI.
Hey, Mambo EPC! I saved him as Mambo EPC on my phone because that's what he owns. No, can you see something there? Okay, I'm joking. It's just content, guys. But his car is always... It's the pops and bangs.
But instead, my little chipmunk, Natty, wanted to hear the Aston Martin.
Let's show them the Aston Martin.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, let's hear it. You guys don't know Mambo's been building this car in China. I bought it from the auction. Scrapyard. Was it Scrapyard? We got this car from Scrapyard, right? Scrapyard, yeah. Let's hear. It's your Gold 7. Wait, I said 10. It's your Gold 7 GTI that you got in the Scrapyard. And it's still a scrap now, even with the 7.5 lights. Okay, because the car's better than his. Guys, look at this dent. Ish. You must ish, guys. The Mambo. But let's hear it.
But if you know Natty, you'd know that he's always up to something and there's always gonna be shenanigans.
On camera, what do you say about my car? It's a Scrapyard GTI. I see something! It's all that rapid. Hey, I hate this light XL. Why? I don't like this light XL. He always gives me grey hairs. Comes to my shop with his problems and hey, this boy, get out of here. This is the first person we're kicking out of the Castrol stand. We always kid around, but he's my boy. I'm grooming him. He's gonna be a good mechanic. He can't make it in racing, but he'll make it in mechanics because he's got my comment down below. Tell me if you'll be a good mechanic. Bro, they told me not to touch my car because one time I touched I'll always have a home for you, my chief. Hey, man, thank you.
The brakes were more responsive on the test drive and the squeaking has been reduced and the rear windscreen glass is holding up really well. Once again, we've managed to pull a rabbit out of the hat. At the end of the series, I will reveal just how much we saved and why it is not only the cheapest Aston Martin in the country, but also the cheapest repair we've ever done for a non-runner Aston Martin Vantage V8. Now, a lot of people are curious as to what are my plans with this Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Will I sell it? Will I keep it? Or will I do a giveaway?
Now we're gonna see who is the winner.
Well, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and find out what happens in the next video.